Hi, everybody. Welcome to Grab a Cup of Knit and Chat, episode 9. Um, Trying a little bit of a new setup tonight. So the camera is kind of on an arm. Um, I think it looks a little better as far as the range goes. But now I need to straighten up my craft room so you don't see my ironing board and Swift and stuff like that. Um, so it's kind of a messy podcast, but we're going to keep it real. It is, oh my gosh, what is the date? November 25th, 2023. Sorry, I had to think there for a second. It's Saturday, and for me, it's my third day off in a row of a 4-day weekend, and I'm loving it. Um, Yeah. So it's the Saturday after Thanksgiving here in America. So I hope everyone had a good holiday, and those that didn't have to celebrate Thanksgiving, wasn't able to celebrate Thanksgiving, or had no one to celebrate with. My thoughts were with those people. They are with those people. And just know that someone out there is thinking about you, whether we know your name or not. So let's kind of jump right in. I don't usually do this admin thing that everybody does. I only have, this is the 9th episode. Um, I'm kind of a no frills type gal, but if you're watching, watch to the end, like, subscribe, do all that kind of stuff. Um, if you want to. If not, hi, I'm glad you're here. I hope you stick around a few minutes. I'm just a simple girl gonna talk about some knitting, crochet, fiber art stuff. Nothing in particular. There's no rhyme or reason. I'm just sitting and having a chat. Tonight, I am having my Sprite Zero Sugar. Excuse me. I've been a little warm. I came in my craft room. We went out yesterday because we've been in Oregon now for about a year. And when we lived in Washington State, we loved going out in the woods and hunting for mushrooms and herbs and things like that. And we kind of missed that. So we're not used to where things are here in Oregon. So we were out hunting different areas that mushrooms might be in the area. And we found a few nice ones, enough that we were able to put some up. And I had the dehydrator going because this is my room for kind of everything, sewing, journaling, the whole journal making, just the whole craft area. And I really do need to clean it up. But the dehydrator's in here, so I have flowers and herbs that are still air drying and stuff I need to put away. But I really need to clean it up so that my partner, he can have a space of his own, because I just kind of took it over in here. And he likes to do things as well, like tying flies or what have you. And I need to clean it up and go through my stuff so that he can have a space that he can come up here and work. But that was a long way of saying the dehydrator was going in this room. It's been closed up with that, and it's kind of warm. And I threw on a cardigan. It's just a store-bought cardigan because I have on a tank top. And I'm not sure if all of this is going to stay. But right now, my finished object is my cowl. You can't really see it very much. Let's see if I can, there we go. that's it. This is Arika cowl by Jane Richardson. I think that's how you pronounce it. I am recording on my phone, so I can't show you different pics of it. So I'm going to put descriptions and links below so that you can look at them. It's Arika cowl. I used Lion brand Scarfy yarn, and I think it said it's salt and pepper. I forgot to grab the tag, but that's it. It's a color changing from a like a lighter gray to a black, as you can see. And what I did is I started knitting. It started with the black, and then it just did its natural thing. And when it finished with black on this side, so it just kind of opened up. I love the construction of this cowl. I've knitted one other cowl. I've tried to knit others, but I really didn't like them, because if you're not careful, the other cowl that I knit, it's really simple. I've shown it on here. I'm not even going to show it as a finished object. Well, actually, I guess I can. Okay. All I did was pause and go get it, so I didn't cut anything out. This is it. So this is an Italian something another cowl. I'll have to look it up and put it in the description box. It's simple. It's just garter stitches and an eyelet row. That's it. And when I put it on, that's what it looks like. It's like horrible. Really. I don't like it. It just kind of lays there. But sorry for the fingers. I was using stash yarn, and it's like 70 stitches wide. I don't want to give away the pattern. I think it's a free pattern, but I'm not sure. I have to look. But it's wide, and it's supposed to double on your neck, but mine's not going to double. I think I used a DK yarn like it said, but I think it's the yarn that I used. It's a Hobby Lobby yarn. I think it's soft and sleek DK, but it's kind of like a round yarn construction. This is great. I wanted it because I wanted to be able to throw it up over my head when it starts raining or snowing or what have you, and have it around my neck, like under my jacket, for when I go in and out of work. It's easy. I don't have to open an umbrella. I don't have to do any of that. Sometimes it's raining just enough that you just need a little hood, and that's it. But I don't like this. It was 2 skeins to do this. I thought it would be plenty, and it's not. So it's just a big tube. Don't like it. What I'm thinking about doing with this now is just, it's a mattress stitch type seam in the back. And I'm really considering mattress stitching it on the bottom and just turning it into a drawstring type bag. Because of the eyelets, I can run some ribbon or some little cotton rope in it and just turn it into a bag and just make something that I can use. I mean, it does have the eyelets in it, so I can't put anything in it that's going to be small and fall out, but it might make a good carry around grocery bag. Who knows? But I love this. The way that it knit up, going from the dark to the light to the dark, and the way it sat, it was kind of nice because you see the whole transition. And then whenever I pulled my yarn out of my skein for my fringe, it was coming out light because I had just hit where it was about to go back into the light, a little bit dark. So I just started right here at the transition when it started the transition, and started on this side and did that transition again in the fringe so that the light transition was on the darker yarn, and then it kind of went over to the gray and then back to the black. It looks like one of these is way longer than the others, and I need to trim it. But that's it. I wasn't intending on doing the whole the whole thing. I was just gonna do it on the one side. If you watch the Knitting Posse episode, their last episode, I think it was last week, one of the ladies had it on. I don't know their names. I haven't watched it enough to know which is which. But the blonde lady had one on that she had made, and that's where I found the pattern. And she had only done the one side where it on that side. I'm not going to put this back on. I'm too warm as it is. I will keep the cardigan on so you don't have to see me in a tank top though. So I love it. I really do. I didn't think I'd like the fringe, but I kind of do. It's a bulky yarn. I did a steam block on it, and I'm wondering if I did a wet block, if that would open up the end more, because on the Knitting Posse, it looks like hers is more drapey and larger. So I don't know what I did there, but the next one that I make is going to be in a different color. It's probably not going to be out of scarfy. I don't know. I think I have some more scarfy yarn. So to me, it just looks a little small. I may go up a needle size if I use the other color of scarfy yarn because it's a lighter color. I'm going to look and see if I have it. That's a good one skein of that bulky for the scarfy. I used just one skein and I had some left over, and that's including the fringe. And that's pretty long fringe. I did pretty long fringe and then cut it down to a 6-inch fringe. I think because the way that it hit, the way this one hit, I didn't want the fringe ending right at the nipple on the bust. I wanted it to go past that point. Okay, so that's enough about the cowl. I don't have any other finished objects. I finished the socks for my granddaughter. They were here on Thursday, so they took socks and hats home with them. Sorry, I had a thread on my foot from the sewing table. So the next thing that I'm going to talk about is, well, they're on top, so I guess I'll talk about socks. So this is just a simple sock. It's a 64 stitch. I did a Turkish cast on. I'm doing a 2x2 rib on the top, single on the back, you know, just stockinette stitch on the back. I'm just going to do tubes up to the length. These are going to be for a men's size 13. So I'm just going to stitch all the way up until I get to 2 inches less than what I need for a men's 13. And then put in the markers for our afterthought heel and just continue up and then finish with the ribbing at the top of the leg and try to leave enough for a heel. I was thinking about that because they're such longer socks, how much I would actually need for a heel. So as long as I can leave it around 20 grams, 15, if you do a 20-gram skein for cuffs, toes, heels, so I really wouldn't need that much. I'm going to say around 12 to 14 grams. I'm going to try to leave about 12 to 14 grams for a heel, but I'm not sure. I haven't really thought that out yet. I'm going to have to look and think that out. But I got from the Twice Sheared Sheep, I got the sock ruler. And as you can see on here, you put this end in the toe and then you knit up to the shoe size. Or there's the inches on the back. And it has the instructions on how to use it. So you can use it toe up or cuff down. I'm knitting one pair that's a women's size 12, which is this pair right here. I'm doing 2 at a time on my Addy Rockets. Got the cute little stoppers. Those are from Always Be Kind Yarn. So what you do here is you just, there's the arrow, you just slide it in until it hits the toe. You don't want to like press on it or anything. You just want it to hit the toe. And then you just hold it right there. And then you just slide your hand up. And then you can see that I'm right at about a US woman's 6. And I need to go up to the 12. So to mark for my afterthought heel, I'm going to knit to the 10 and put in a stitch marker on the back of my sock, one on each side and one in the middle. And then I'm going to knit up probably the same length from the toe to the marker on the leg, and then do my cuff, and then I can cut in for my afterthought heel. That's my thinking, because these are going to be for someone back home, and I want to make them as simple as possible. They asked for a plain sock, but I did the 2x2 rib on the top, and I'll do the 2x2 rib all the way around on the leg, because that seems to be the best fit if you don't know sizes, from what I understand. And it's a little easier. And I've noticed that whenever I do that with the kids, it seems a little easier, because then you're not having, I have their measurements, but it's just easier if you use a rib. So this pair here is also the same way. And these are going to be a men's 13. So I haven't done as much on these. Again, Always Be Kind Yarns. I'm pretty sure those are Always Be Kind Yarns. And those are with Regia. I can't pronounce it very well. Those are with that sock yarn. So just simple socks. I've got 2 pair going there. I have another to cast on. I need to do shorties for several other of the grandchildren and the daughter-in-law and sons. So we'll see. So the pattern is really okay. Let's see if we can finish this video without it telling me that I'm full when I'm not. The sock pattern is from the Simple collection from Tincanknits. It's the simple sock. Um, the only thing that I'm doing is knitting a tube in the pattern from the toe up instead of doing the heel flap and gusset that's in the pattern, because I find that when I knit a heel flap and gusset, it is entirely too tight, and I knit an adult medium sock with that construction that my 9-year-old grandson could not get his foot into. So I don't know what I'm doing wrong. So if anybody can tell me, please let me know. The next thing that I have is also from the Simple collection of tincanknits, and it's just a simple sweater. And this one is done in a DK superwash merino that I dyed in the lilac. I've shown it a couple of times. And the stripes are Cascade Waves in unicorn. So this is just one color of the stripe, and it's kind of like spin cycle yarn in the fact that it does that color change. So this is the collar. It's just a top down simple sweater. It's a circle yoke. So I'm always doing raglan, so this is a new one on me. So I'm almost to the point where I can start splitting for the sleeves. I just have another inch or two to do. This is a child size for a 6 to 8 year old. And that one's going pretty good. I'm sorry, I'm trying to rush because of the camera keeps stopping now. What else do I have? I'm doing a granny, it's called a granny wrap. It's just a granny square shawl. Crochet. This is the start. And then you just do granny stripes all the way down. There's no rhyme or reason to this. I just have a lot of pieces of worsted weight yarn that's been used that I have scraps of. So I'm crocheting that with a size I hook. I don't remember where I got this. It's a boy, Boye, boy, 5.25 millimeter. That pattern is on Ravelry by Annaboos house, and it's called the Granny Wrap. Just a simple construction. To me, it's half a granny square, but I kind of like it because this is no rhyme or reason. Like I said, it's just pieces that are scrap yarn, and I'm just doing it willy-nilly. I'm not changing colors in the middle. If what I have only does one row, like this green here, the green sparkly, only went around it, just went across once. You cast, add it in and then knit across the one time. And some of them do 3 rows, or some of them do 2 rows, or what have you. That's what I'm doing, because this one down here did several rows, and the start did several rows. But I'm making sure that if it goes past, but it doesn't come all the way back, I'm starting to be able to gauge where I just say, nope, that's not going to make it as it gets bigger. And I just cut it off and join a new color. On this, I don't mind it being willy-nilly. I just don't want it changing color in the middle of the round. Whereas I do have a granny square blanket that's using scraps that I didn't care if it changed colors in the middle, and that's fine. And now that granny square blanket is going to be stopped. I'm going to stop working on it in the square form and just work granny stripes across the top to make it longer. The other thing that I have that I'm working on right now is barely started, but it's my DK jelly roll. That's how much I have done of it right there. It's a jelly roll blanket by KF Jones. It's on Ravelry. Um, I think hers uses a fingering weight version. Um, Cast on a few stitches. You work as much as you want. You can make it as long as you want in a section and stop, or you can just keep going. It's great for minis, but I have a lot of DK weight yarn. Mostly I have mandala. I don't have another one. There's it. There it is. I have plenty of these mandala yarns from Lion Brand and a DK weight. And what I'm doing is I started with this one right here. This is the color out of the middle. And I'm going to see how long it is. That looks awful. Well, I don't know what I did there. I messed up, obviously. Okay. Well, I'm not going back to fix it. So I'm using Kay from the Crazy Sock Lady is doing a DK version where she's holding her mini skeins 2 at a time to make a DK weight. They're fingering weight mini skeins, and she uses a size 5 US 5 needle, and she's doing a few modifications on hers. So I'm using just the DK weight with the US 5 needle with the modifications that she's using for the first and last stitch. And I'm not sure if I'm going to do the pattern as written on the join together for the stripes, because you knit the strip up and then you come on the side and you like knit the second strip and you're joining it to this one as you're going up. So since I see that little oopsie there, that's probably the side that I'm going to join on, and then I'll just cover that up. I know she has shown her version on her podcast, The Crazy Sock Lady, and it's really cute. And I know Kevin at Needles at the Ready has started his jelly roll blanket, and I've had it in my favorites on Ravelry for a while, so I just went ahead and got it. And I thought, what a great way to use this up, because like this has the purple here, and then it transitions into a muddy color. The way I'm doing mine is I'm just going to work it. My strip is going to be in the same order as this. It's going to just go same color, same color, same color. And when it changes, it's going to change with it. That's where my color change is going to be. But I don't know if I like this muddy color between the purple and the yellow. I may cut that out and then pick it up with just the yellow. If I don't mind it and I want to have that fade, I have to wait and see what that looks like. If the fade is nice, then I may just let it fade from one color to the other. If it's not very nice, then I'm going to cut it and rejoin it. I don't want the colors to meet in the middle. I don't mind if they meet on each side, but I just don't want them to meet in the middle. Um, and I think I like this better than the northeasterly or northwesterly that I was doing. That's my other stripe blanket that goes up and it joins together as it's going. I'm I have not worked on that honestly in a very long time. And I'm I don't know. It's just not enjoyable. And as a lot of podcasters, blah blah blah, have said lately on their podcast, that if you're not finding joy, it's okay to rip it out and start over or do something else with the yarn or what have you. In full disclosure, as messy as my craft room is, my bedroom has a pile of project bags in the middle of the floor that I'm currently trying to go through. I'm one of those people that I get wonderful, wonderful ideas of, I'm going to pull all my project bags out. I'm going to go through them. If I'm not liking it, I'm going to frog it. I've talked about that a couple of times. I have done a couple of the items, frogging them. Um, but not all of them, not enough of them. My pile is still sitting there. I procrastinate. I um I look at it and I'm like, it takes me all day to get ready to do something like that, and then I'm like, I don't want to do that anymore. This is overwhelming. It's very overwhelming. When what I should have done is say, okay, let's take these 5 bags and let's look through them. And when was the last time you worked on this? Is this bringing you joy anymore? Do you want to finish it? Who were you making it for? Um, I have a sweater that I started 3 years ago for my grandson who's 9 years old, that I started when he was 6. That's not going to fit him anymore. What am I going to do with that yarn? That kind of thing. Um, because I wasn't very good at knitting, and I'm still not very good at knitting garments. Let's just put it that way. Knitting garments was something that I was kind of new to, but I really wanted to do. And now I'm like, let's just use tincanknits app and do a simple sweater. And that's all they need. As long as you use fun colors and they're not asking for something specific, make it easy on yourself. And I think I just had all these elaborate type things that it was going through my head, and now I have all these projects that I'm not happy with. So that's where I'm at with that. And instead of doing that 4 or 5 bags at once, or let's just get this box down and see what's in it and work with this and then move to the next one, I've just kind of thrown my hands up. And now it's a mess. And I'm at that point where I cannot see the light at the end of the tunnel. I don't even know where to start. And it's really kind of sad because that's what I do for a living. I help people think about their goals and um, what their needs are and where they need to go, and help them see that first step, and then what's the next step, and then the step after that, and where's the light at the end of the tunnel. And I cannot do that for myself. So there you go. um Other than that, it's just kind of a quick quick thing tonight, nothing big. We had plans tomorrow, so I wanted to get my podcast done. Sorry about the interruptions with the filming. Hopefully, it doesn't um, show up too bad on your end. And I do not edit videos. I'm not good at it. I try not to do it. That's why I wanted to do the podcast where I just come on and talk. And now I'm having to try to splice one together. So we'll see how that goes. Um, have a good night and thanks for watching.